Welcome to The Clean Slate with your hosts, Daniel Garza and Carson Phillips, providing you with movie news, reviews, and more. Sit back, relax, and don't forget to go to the concessions to get your popcorn and drinks. For your entertainment, this is The Clean Slate Podcast.
Welcome back to The Clean Slate Podcast. I'm your host, Carson Phillips. That's Daniel Garza.
What's up,
this
everybody?
Is our second day of 31 Nights of Halloween.
Day two.
Second night?
Yeah, 31 days of Halloween. Yeah, we're releasing an episode every single day.
Yeah, we're doing an episode every single day. I don't know what day it is. We've watched a lot of horror movies for this month for you guys.
Yeah.
This one may be horrible, ? But if you don't know, this is our second time doing video. We're not going to announce it every single video.
Yep.
But I just want to say I'm pretty hyped on it. I'm wearing the same shirt as yesterday. Also, yeah, if you guys actually want this Halloween shirt, we do have some extras. DM one of us. We might have your size. $25. Throwing it out there.
Nice. All right.
But
cool.
also, we have to wear clothes now for this podcast, so you guys should feel good that we're not butt naked for you. So
you forgot to make the joke last episode.
yeah. So I'm making it now. OnlyFans coming soon, where we remain naked
for our Patreons. Anyway, guys,
Yeah.
so we got our second movie coming up right now. We got A Quiet Place Day 1. This came out this year, actually, 2024. PG-13. It is following the whole trend of the first A Quiet Place installment and the second one.
It's like an expanded universe now.
Yeah, and it's a prequel to everything. And here is the logline. A young woman named Sam finds herself trapped in New York City during the early stages of invasion by alien creatures with ultra-sensitive hearing. That's it.
They should have mentioned Frodo, the best character in this movie. I was all about Frodo. I kept calling him the cat. The cat's name is Frodo.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I kept calling him Pedro on accident, though. I was like watching it with Alyssa, and I was like, Pedro, no! And she's like, who's Pedro? Like, it's the cat.
Just a
she's like, that's
Mexican
not. Hey, it could happen, man.
Okay, so give them a brief rundown of A Quiet Place Day 1.
Day 1. Yeah, so this is a prequel. So if you've seen the other two films, you don't really have to actually see the other two films to get this one. I think it makes a lot of sense on its own. But basically, instead of taking place in the same state or city that the first two films this is in the big city, New York. So we have a much more focused alien invasion of sorts, these kind of animalistic echolocation aliens. Like, they don't have eyes. They kind of look like the creature from, what's the Upside Down?
Oh.
Stranger Things. They kind of have like a Stranger Things look to them.
The
John
Demogorgon
Krasinski
or whatever.
directed the first two. This one's a different director. He actually directed Pig with Nicolas Cage. I can't remember his name right now, but
Michael Cerinsky,
good director.
Or Sarnowski.
Yeah. Yes, that's him. But Pig's a great movie. This is not as much. But yeah, that's essentially the plot. Is we're thrown into this alien invasion in the middle of New York. This woman is trying to get a slice of pizza before she dies. In the middle of this, she has cancer, and she meets a Stranger Things person, actually.
Yep. Eric Joseph Quinn.
They team up. Yeah, soon to be Human Torch. So yeah.
Oh right, yeah, huh?
Yeah, so it's a fun movie though, like overall, and obviously we're about to get into our likes and dislikes.
Okay, so likes for me, I actually did like a lot of the qualities in this movie. For me personally, I just don't think it completed its like goal in the entire movie. So with that being said, I kind
what
of
do you
like
mean by goal actually.
So I think that they're trying to set up the entire world, but
yeah, okay, I see.
They're trying to set the stage for the whole A Quiet Place installment. However, they really focus in on this is actually good writing where the main character, their simple goal is like, I know that everything's going to hell, but I want a slice of pizza. Like, that's the one thing that will make me feel like grounded in reality.
It's very simple.
Yeah,
story,
and that's actually good writing. So I really liked that. I really liked some of the kind of I Am Legend feel to it with the whole
I was
thing.
thinking that.
Yeah. It's almost like a cross between
War of the Worlds.
So it's a cross between I Am Legend, War of the Worlds, and what is the last one? Cloverfield. So those are kind of
I can
the
see that.
vibes that I got from this whole thing. I especially love all the color in this movie. It's really kind of, I think, right, the main character, she's wearing yellow the entire time, which yellow we don't have to get into, but that has its own symbolism in its own way in movies.
There's
so,
a different podcast. Someone much smarter than us can talk about it.
Talk about colors. But yeah, and then as it's almost kind of like I would say the yellow sweatshirt is kind of the hopelessness in the character, and then that switches over to Eric when she gives him the sweater.
It becomes hopeful.
Yeah, so it's a really
sweet moment. It really is, actually.
Yeah, so I really like that for all it's worth. I think the animation and everything CGI is really, really good. So with all that being said, I genuinely...
What's your dislike?
Enjoyed it. So my dislike is because the movie is so focused on one little thing, the rest of it just doesn't seem relevant. I also think it's such lazy writing to have every single character that's ever going through a crisis to always have cancer. Like, it's just kind of
the only thing that can cause you to have a bad life is cancer.
Literally is cancer, and that's kind of what all these kind of movies fall into. Is
what
this
disease would you rather her have?
I wouldn't rather her have a disease. I would rather her have some sort of, if there's going to be trauma, make it something that's not always cancer. It's just like, it feels lazy to me. So
yeah, no, I 100% agree.
Yeah, and then because at that point, once you have cancer as the main focus, then the entire rest of the movie, you know she's going, like, spoiler alert, you know she's going to die because, like, right, there's no reason to live. That's why I think her objective is so small, just to get pizza.
Relatable.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that other than the main plot and story of what it follows, the whole setup of how A Quiet Place came to be is really cool. I just think that it wasn't worth following the story of her. However, it did make me fall in love with this cat, and I hate cats normally. Like, I was actually genuinely concerned.
Pedro.
About Pedro. Okay, what about you? Likes and dislikes?
So I get what you're saying with well, let me do my likes first. Likewise, I do enjoy this story overall. Like, I find it very quaint and very sweet overall.
Yeah.
Like, from beginning to end. Like, something that I don't know if I should thank John Krasinski or one of the other writers, but I feel like his, or whoever's doing the storytelling in this sense, their character in general, like, all the characters are very likable, and like you root for them no matter what, and like you want them to make it, you want them to get the pizza, or you want them to get back home to their family, or whatever it is. And so I think it could even be the cast in this sense, because they were so likable and like charming throughout.
Yeah.
That you just kind of root for them. And then I think the fact that it is a smaller story is a strength to it in some ways, for me, at least from like a filmmaker standpoint, because I kind of like that it is zoomed in. But that does lead me into my major dislike, is that this movie's not exciting enough. And like,
yeah, true.
I know you're saying like you kind of wish it was a more zoomed out look at what is actually happening with this alien invasion. I don't know if that would actually be a good story, though. I feel like it would kind of falter. I don't think they could pull it off. So I think they were wanting to do that, and then at some point someone's like, we need to focus on the characters more again.
Yeah.
Which I'm still glad they did, but like ultimately it's not that thrilling. Like, I didn't have that fun of a time. I kind of knew the shtick of like, oh, don't step on glass, they're gonna hear you. Like, it's played out for me. I am excited for the third movie, or like whatever that part 3 is supposed to be. Like, I think that'd be nice to see. But as far as spin-offs go, I don't need them.
Yeah, its own like.
There is a video game coming out though.
Yes, that does look insane. You know what I think would have helped it is if
that idea.
Joseph Quinn, who was Eric's character, I think that would have been actually really exciting if that was John Krasinski's character. Like, if we didn't know it
in New York randomly.
No, it's just like. Well, I mean, yeah, he gets on the boat. He's traveling later on, so like
that doesn't make sense though.
But at the same time, too, like if they know that the monsters can't go into water, it seems like such a really bad way of writing it for the first 2 movies.
Well, I love when the
why
boat's
wouldn't they
leaving and they just keep honking the boat horn like,
I know,
you can't
right?
get us. I was like, they're gonna get to the boat, right? Like, they're gonna kill every single person on that boat.
Yeah, right.
That's what I was hoping for.
Figure out how to jump and then get all of you.
I would love if when he gets on, spoiler alert for the ending of the film, in an alternate universe. You know how he gets on the boat, right? So she's watching from a distance. He's made it. She kind of like low-key sacrifices herself. She's not dead yet, but she's about to be.
Sure.
And he gets on the boat, but what if all the aliens somehow get on the boat and they just kill everyone? So everything she did was
honestly.
in vain.
And here's the deal. I kind of just wish it was a zoomed out character or like zoomed, because the last two movies have been such zoomed in character studies. We're following we're following the family. So give us an actual like alien killing movie to where like we still
brutal.
Yeah, no, seriously, and we still follow the family, but at the same time we're like, you know, we're seeing so much of like people learning that you can't step on glass, or when they're freaking out you can't scream, because we almost just got that information to the world so quickly, and now it's just the same.
They knew right away, which is hilarious.
No,
to me.
exactly.
I was like, how do they already know? Like she comes to in the theater, and I'm like, they already know. And you think theater people are going to be quiet? Heck no.
Exactly.
They're going to be yelling. They're drama. Let's be real.
Anyway, all right, guys. Well, scare factor. What would you give a scare factor to in this?
You just blocked me.
Oh, sorry.
Scare factor?
Yeah.
There's a couple good jump scares. I'm going to give it 1 up from Scooby and call it a solid 3 for jump scares.
I would say in terms of the movie being scary, I would say probably about a 4 or 5, because it's like, whatever. But putting us in the situation itself, I would say this is about a 10.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, though, I think I would do really good.
I wouldn't.
I mean, as a podcaster, I like to talk, obviously. But
you would step on glass, or you would step on a leaf, slip, fall, and like,
ow! No, I'd fart, dude. I'd be like, and then I'd get messed up. Oh, my gosh.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, how do they poop?
That's true. That is very true. They have to just go to a waterfall or just some instance of
only
rain.
Pooping in water. They're
Anyway, okay, guys, we got to end this. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by for day 2. We got a whole bunch more movies coming by, and thank you so much for checking out our live video podcast now. We're going to be doing it this way forever now. Well, as long as we're still doing the podcast. Maybe. We'll see how this month goes. But anyway, guys.
Russian EMPs.
I don't know what he's saying. Okay, guys, we will see you tomorrow for day 3 of 31 Days of October.
That's a clean slate.